being around Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
What is it like to be around Kobe Bryant? The attention he garners.
Yeah.
On the road, hotels. What's it like?
Kobe's great. You know, he's fans everywhere. You know, when we went his last year, fans everywhere after the game at the airports. You know, so the Lakers could use, more superstars. This kid is a superstar. He's so confident. I never seen him play to the highlights before I walked in here. And I saw the highlights. I'm like, I didn't know what type of player he was. Pretty good. And how he is on TV is great. So
he's confident.
He's very confident.
He's not afraid.
It's great to have in big cities.
Yeah. It's interesting. We're talking tonight, Game 3 of the finals. And now suddenly people are like, LeBron, Durant, who's better? You guarded both.
Yeah.
So I want to go to this. Let's go to first guarding Durant.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Well, Durant was like Reggie Miller when I was, it was 2010. And I caught him when he was young, with the Thunder, and I was with the Lakers in my prime, 29 years old. LeBron is different. LeBron came in at 17 years old, putting in work. So I would give the edge to LeBron. But right now, Durant's looking like Michael Jordan. That last game was amazing.
Now, what makes LeBron difficult to defend? He's not a great shooter, but he's become a better shooter. Is it his physicality?
He has everything. So LeBron is cerebral. He's smart. He knows what type of team he wants. He knows how he's going to position himself to get rings. So he's thinking off the court, which I think Durant is more on the court, amazing player. It took him a long time to think about how to get a ring, and he's doing it right now. All the talk about him not being in Oklahoma is dead.
When you play with LeBron, though, do you sense his intelligence on the court?
Very intelligent. The only problem I had with LeBron was he would pass the ball so much, and I'm used to guys trying to go one-on-one. So if you go one-on-one against me, it's perfect because I'm going to make you go 10 for 30. I can make you miss 20 shots. LeBron passes the ball. You see?
And then he works without the ball to get it back.
He's not great off the ball. He's not a great player off the ball, but he passes the ball. Like Curry's great off the ball. Clay great off the ball. LeBron's okay off the ball. He's getting better off the ball. But he would pass it, and you would have to help because you're trying to win. You got to help your other teammate. You see what I'm saying?
So when LeBron passes it forced you to be a team defender.
He forces you to be a team defender. And that's before he was able to take over games. Now he's able to take over games. He's really, really amazing.
You also guarded Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Now
Kobe's a little like Michael.
Kobe is right. Kobe's he's more like Michael.
Was he the hardest guy you ever guarded?
Definitely the hardest guy because he came in the league very confident. Came in the league polished. He didn't play a lot, but he was pretty polished. Strong, could shoot, defend for long periods of time. Not just 1 year. He did it for year after year after year until he got older. Kobe definitely the toughest.
For you to defend?
Absolutely.
Could you push
Kobe, Michael.
Could you push around Durant a little?
When he was young, yeah. Now he got stronger. When he first came in, he was slim, maybe 190.
Yeah, he was thin.
Was he about that?
Yeah.
Now he's 230, 240, some people are saying. So I was able to push him off, and he was still talented, but there's only so much you can do with a 29-year-old, and a 20-year-old. Now he's a different player.
A lot of people have complained about the NBA and the talent and that it's getting young.
Right.
I've generally been pro player. I've never paid to watch an owner. Whereas in the NFL, I would watch a team regardless of the players because I love the sport.
Right.
In basketball, I'm drawn to teams with great players.
Yeah.
So I'm very pro player. I think you guys should make what you can make, move when you can move, do what you can do.
Yeah, same here.
But is there an NBA? What is the issue with NBA talent? It's amazing to me for all the great executives. There's a lot of busts in the draft.
It is.
Metta, it's incredible. I mean, Danny Ainge, 22 picks. His last 22, 0 All-Stars. Why is it? I mean, you can see talent, but right. Is there something going on with NBA talent?
Well, the problem is, and I spoke about this a lot on Twitter and my website, so the parents are holding their children back.
Yes, that's happening in all sports, yeah.
All sports, and if you look at the league, it's filled with holdbacks. Now, some people need to be held back because academically they're not ready. Some people can't learn in large environments.
Yes.
But when you get these kids being held back on purpose.
Physically.
So
they dominate younger kids.
They dominate younger kids. So you get an 18-year-old senior dominating a 17-year-old senior, and now he's an all-star. He gets to college the next year. He's a 19-year-old freshman. You got an 18-year-old freshman.
So he's winning on physicality and just growth of body.
Absolutely, and it's basically like bullying basketball because you're not giving this other kid a fair shot, and they need to change. They need to do something about that.
And then they get to the NBA, and by year 2, they're totally exposed.
They're exposed, and then the team is on the hook because you drafted this player, which not necessarily better than this younger kid.
This is what's happening in Texas high school football for 15 years.
Right.
It's almost everybody does it.
Yeah.
All kids that have high school football players, they hold them back.
They need penalties.
And exactly that. And so what
I
happens
think they can
is
scale the penalties. Just only a certain amount of kids can be held back. And you know what? If you didn't meet, the criteria, or you're not one of them kids, you can't be held back. They got to do something about this.
Yeah, this is something I've talked with a couple of football coaches in regards to Texas high school football recruits, is that it's now a standard operating procedure.
Right.
And he said you can be fooled in getting a high school linebacker in Texas who's an old 19-year-old instead of a young 18-year-old, and he's winning because he's just been in the weight room a year and a half longer, but he's not a better football player, and once he gets to college, he falls apart physically.
Right.
So what you're basically saying is these NBA execs are sometimes being fooled.
Absolutely. 100%.
By the way, what about the kid at Kansas, Josh Jackson? Somebody told me he's a year older than he's.
It's a lot of kids that's been drafted that's a year older. I mean, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Not the majority.
Go find it, because I like Josh Jackson. I actually like him. The kid at Kansas, I like him physically. See how old he is right now, if you could, Greg. I don't know why that name popped into my head. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that.
And some kids need to be held back.
So Josh Jackson's 20. Most of these guys are 19. Now, I'm not blaming parents, but I'm saying he is a year
I'm blaming
older.
the parents.
You are.
Absolutely. The parents, because too many parents are holding their kids back in the 8th grade, because if you do it before the 9th grade, then you can play longer, right?
Right.
And so they have to do something about it because the best kids are being overlooked. Now, some people do need to be held back.
Academically,
emotionally, maybe physically. Like my little son, he got skipped, right? He got skipped twice. So now I have to hold him back because he's playing against guys 2 and 3 years older than him.
Very interesting.
So, and there's a lot of kids like that are getting skipped, and they have to be held back. So they have to do something about this.
Okay, tonight, Game 3, who do you like and why?
I like Cleveland.
Tonight you like Cleveland?
Yeah, because I picked Cleveland to win it.
So did I.
Before, this. But it was the same situation last year. I'm not going to go back on my word. But what Durant is doing, he's going to make me eat my words because he's playing defense. He's doing what I always wanted him to do.